This could mean disaster for my watermelons. Let me show you what I found. So I'm out in the garden every day, but I've noticed that this earth box with watermelons planted in it is starting to turn yellow. The rest of them are not. Just right up here by the earth box, starting to turn yellow, and they're the only ones that are doing it. Got 4 watermelons planted in this earth box. 3 are seedless and 1 is a Charleston gray. You have to plant a different variety to pollinate the seedless. But I came out here and saw all this yellow, so because this is not my first time to see this and first time to correct this, I knew what to look for. So I started looking at I turned my drip irrigation on, started looking at all of them, and I've got a nice flow there. Whether you can see that or not. Well, trying to get down there where you can see. There you go. But this one here, when I raised it up out of the earth box, I see this. It's just not getting enough water. So what I've got to do, I went and got a new emitter. These are all 2-gallon emitters. I use 2 gallons throughout the garden simply because I want to know when I turn that thing on for an hour, everything's getting 2 gallons. If I turn it on for 2 hours, they're getting 4 gallons. I usually don't do 2 hours unless it's a wicking tub, because these earth boxes hold about 2.5 to 3 gallons. So most of the time, 75 to 90 minutes on my little timer. If I do 75 minutes, 60, 75 minutes on this one, it might get a ½ gallon. Maybe not even that much. That's a leaky faucet right there. So let me show you what I'm gonna do with it. I don't have my tripod with me, so you'll have to watch me what I do. I'm just gonna cut this off. I should have turned the water off first. I'm fixing to get the camera wet. And as you can see, there was plenty of pressure to it. It was the emitter, and those emitters do stop up. So if you put in an irrigation system like I showed you, and you should, if you got, let me just turn the water off. Okay, water's going off. If you've got an emitter system for your containers, and you should have, just the easiest, just no-brainer, walk off and leave it, not stand there for an hour, sticking water hoses down the hole and stuff. It's just the easiest thing you can do for any container. For wicking tubs, I've showed you when I built this, I showed it to you. I'll put a link to that video up there, right about now, and you need to watch that because it's just a simple drip irrigation system. So since I don't have my tripod, I'm going to put the barbed end of that into that hose, and then I'll show you. I can't do it with one hand. Okay, so I've got the water back on, and that's what it's supposed to look like. It's supposed to be dripping about like that. Just a nice, even flow that will go back down the spout. And I will look at some of the other ones. I've got some tomatoes that are looking like they needed some water, and so I'll look at them too. But check your emitters. Wouldn't hurt to check them once a week, especially in the hot summer, especially if you start seeing yellowing or stuff like that. Then you may have a problem, and it's an easily remedied problem whenever you, and another tip is when you go to buy your emitters and go to buy all your fittings and stuff like that, don't buy exactly what you need. If you need 20 of them, buy a pack of 25. Don't skimp. It's not going to hurt you. And but that way you've got extras for when one of them does stop up. And they will. May not do it this year, maybe not do it yet next year, but they will. Now that red one, I didn't realize I'd used a red one. That red one is an older one. This year I put all green ones in, so that is an older emitter, and it's my bad. I should have replaced it with a green one when I put the whole irrigation unit in. Anyway, everything's looking good. Watermelon's looking good, running like crazy. And I'll show you some more garden stuff later. But for right now, just wanted to leave you with that tip. Don't wait for your stuff to start to die before you take a look at your water situation. All right, we're gone.